Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden is trying to speed up the asylum process for these migrants. And he wants to really do this, fast tracked it for migrants in New York City, LA, and Chicago. So he's literally handing them asylum. Wow. Mm. Remember, Ronald Reagan gave asylum. So it's not just Democrats that have a history of doing this. Republicans do too. The Biden administration is accelerating the asylum timeline for migrants who entered the U.S. illegally en route to five major cities. Homeland Security Secretary, this is what he's saying, and Attorney General Merrick Garland announced Thursday that a new recent rival docket will swiftly place single adults before immigration judges in Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York City. Those asylum claims must be resolved within 180 days. And though grace periods would be granted in some circumstances for migrants to obtain the necessary legal representation. The Biden administration, this is what they're doing, y'all, for 3 million asylum seekers. Mm. So, if he's speeding it up, they're going to get asylum, y'all. You can best believe they are. So there are 3 million cases, and they're willing to push this thing and make these people citizens. So we're being considered in the US as of December. Many have to wait years before their claims are resolved. So they said right now they have more than 3 million claims for asylum. As of May of last year, migrants crossing into Texas from Mexico were handed paperwork to put their court dates in Chicago as far out as 2032. Mm. Immigration has become a top issue for U.S. voters ahead of the 2024 election, with many surveys showing that it is a weak point for Biden in his expected face off with former President Donald Trump. Had the Senate pass a bipartisan border bill in February, a provision similar to the RA docket would have focused asylum claims nationwide to be, considered within the next 6 months. The administration steps is no substitute for the sweeping and much needed changes that the bipartisan Senate bill would deliver. But in the absence of congressional action, we will do what we can to most effectively enforce the law and encourage irregular migration. So, this is what Homeland Security is saying. Wow. So, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced this week that his chamber would take up the legislation back up only to be called out immediately by the Republican negotiator James Lankford. So, wow. Instead of pushing forward for asylum seekers, why can't you push for reparations? I'm just asking. It seems like y'all can get everything done for the entire planet. Then, when it comes down to our folks, all of a sudden, nothing can get done. Now, these folks aren't even citizens here, don't pay no taxes, don't do nothing, but you are ready to hand these folks asylum long ahead of their court dates that they were given. Mm, mm, mm. So, all the American people see it. Everyone sees this is political, but everyone in the country also says, why don't you guys and ladies fix this instead? Why don't you actually resolve it? So they're saying when it comes down to immigration, Democrats and Republicans should return to the negotiating table. So they're not even talking about sending these folks back. You know why? Because there's a low birth rate in America, and they're trying to compensate for it by bringing all of these illegals over here. So they're looking at asylum. You notice in this entire article, not one word of deportation, not one word. More than 1.7 million migrants got away, have illegally crossed into America since Biden took office. The new Border Patrol data shows, in addition to the more than 9 million who have entered the US over the same period. Those numbers have shattered an all time record for border crossing every year of Biden's tenure. Of those upended by the border agents, over 85% are subsequently released into the US to await their immigration court hearing. So, these folks, as far as they're concerned and the way they see it, they are here to stay. It doesn't matter what low level crimes or major crimes they are committing, what they're doing illegally out on the streets, riding around illegally in vehicles. They don't care. Just make them citizens so we can keep padding the numbers up in here and making it look like, we still overwhelmingly got this population and it's all a fraud. It really is. It's all a fraud. All of it. You got one population that's trying to downplay our numbers to 13% of the population, and then they overly inflate their numbers. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.